there is an effort factor that happens with so many well-meaning humans, and it comes from your exposure to life where you see unwanted things that you want to change, and then you sort of dig in to want to change them. And the harder you try, the worse it gets, and the worse it gets, the harder you try, and the harder you try, the worse it gets, until you finally get to a place where you just give up because it's so confusing, so convoluted. And we say that's a good place to get to, because when you finally give up, you're not giving up your desire, you're giving up your futile effort. We want effort to not be a friend of the community. Effort will get you mediocrity. Effort will help you move things from place to place. Effort matters, but inspired action is what you're reaching for. And so you've heard a lot from us, so we're just going to break this down because your question was very poignant, and a lot of people hold the same question. So we're just going to speak just the high points of what we've talked about here. Stop trying so hard. Give yourself a break more often. Stop taking score of where you are and how you're doing so much, which means stop trying to see yourself through the eyes of others who don't really understand. And just for a little while, let what really matters to you be how satisfied you feel moment by moment. And we're not kidding. It won't be more than a week or two that you'll be moving through a segment of life and you'll realize you're feeling satisfied. Your walks will be more satisfying. Conversations will be more satisfying. People you're interacting with will be more satisfying. Your dreams will be more satisfying. Your moment-to-moment experiences will be more satisfying. And really, isn't that the key to happily ever after? Satisfied, 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 satisfied. And you have to accept that in this continuing, ongoing life that you're living, that you're just going to keep putting more in the vortex that's going to be coming down the pipeline. So there's always going to be more in the state of manifestation. There's going to be more coming down the pipeline. Well, if you need it to have all come down the pipeline and all have manifested before you give yourself a break and say, I have succeeded, you're not ever going to be there, because it's not ever going to all get there, because you're not ever going to stop exploring and asking for more, for an amendment. That's what puts the eternalness in eternity. And so you just got to give up needing it to be done before you give yourself a break. You got to give yourself a break now, and not by saying, oh, I've tried so hard, I must be virtuous in some way. That's not what we mean at all. You've got to stop trying, because you are not the energy factor. The energy factor is the source factor. You're not the momentum factor. Law of attraction is the momentum factor. You are the focus factor. That's all you are. You're the focusing factor, and you can focus on what is less satisfying or more satisfying. And once you get that, oh, you'll feel like the most blessed person on the planet. It will feel to you like there's a concierge in the sky just moving ahead of you, just making sure everything's just right for you. Just making sure that everything's just right for you. And are you refreshed? Yes. Good. Now what?
Hi. Wow. I have so much appreciation for being a spiritual being, having this human experience. I'm so excited that you found me, or that my friends helped me find you, and every single day I'm playing in this experience. Yeah. And it feels very natural that you called me, because each person that shared, I felt that yes to, and that enthusiasm. Yeah. And the work that we're doing, not work, the play, I feel this, and for me it's getting more and more joyful and a lot more levity. I'm really excited to just ask with you to look at this idea of clarification, clarifying. You know, I feel like I can go general really easily. I start my day with my journal of appreciation, and I can feel levity in the simplicity of general statements that I've learned through your gifts and your guidance. So I can really enjoy that. Everything is always working out for me. Yes, yes. And my life, everything is beautiful. And now what? You know, it's that idea of I can enjoy the ease And now I'm excited for more momentum, and I'll ask and write, what is it that I want? And just listening carefully because...
So let's talk about momentum as it relates to ease. So a general statement, it's easier to find alignment in a general statement than in a specific statement. Do you agree? More money is flowing to me. I need $100,000 tomorrow. So the more general the statement is, usually, the less resistance, and therefore the more allowing of the energy to flow. So doesn't it follow that if you start with a general statement that is absent of resistance, that in its alignment with source energy, it will pick up momentum and therefore become more specific? So let's think about this turning thoughts to thing idea that we've been talking about all day here today. So quiet your mind, like in meditation. That's really general. In other words, when your mind is quieted, you're about as general as you're going to get while you're awake and in this physical body. So in that general state of no resistance, because your vortex is full of things you want, so your vortex is full of specifics, but in your generality, you're not making everything in your vortex suddenly go general. You're just going general so that you can allow the specifics of what's in your vortex. Can you feel the difference? Yeah. So now you've gone general, you've meditated, you've quieted your mind, and now thoughts are beginning to flow. And if you don't do something to mess it up, if you don't think a contradictory thought, then you won't add resistance and you won't slow it down, and the general must move faster and faster and faster into the manifestation, which is what the specific is. Yes?
It just will.
It just will. So it would be accurate to say the way I turn my general feelings and statements of ease that may be slightly less satisfying. Now there's throwing a little resistance on the trail just with that statement, isn't there? But it's a factual statement. If I try to get too specific, I'll slow it all down. So I'm going to keep it general and non-resistant. So that leads us to this powerful and always accurate statement. If I am satisfied with what is and eager for more, it's the optimum state of being. So now let's go back to the beginning of what she's reaching for. We're going to ask all of you, what is more satisfying? You could ask, what's more fun? Something that goes slow or something that goes fast?
Fast.
It's just true. But what if something is going so fast it feels out of control? Then what would feel better? Going faster still or slowing down? So fast or slow is not right or wrong. Everything's relative to the desire in the moment, isn't it? So moment by moment, I get to feel what feels better. And so what we notice about so many of you, because you apply so much effort, you get tired. And when you get tired, then you want rest. And then when you get rest, then you get bored. And when you get bored, then you want more. And when you get more, then you get tired. And when you get tired, then you want rest. And so it's just something that's changing all the time, moment by moment. You get to decide, from where I am, what do I now choose? To say momentum is always something that is desired. Sometimes you want to slow down and make the corner. And sometimes you just want to let it go as fast and as hard as it can go. Esther discovered that with her time in her little Audi R8. It was great fun on the straightaways, but sometimes she wanted to make the corner. And she couldn't be doing 100, well, sometimes she couldn't make the corner at that speed. And so it was prudent to slow it down. And so moving with the energies, getting your hands in the clay of this energy, that's what it's all about. The overview that you're wanting to have, that we would have if we were standing in your physical shoes, is that I've lived life and I've put plenty in my vortex, and it's all in the state of becoming, and the cooperative components have been gathered. And we're speaking this if we were standing in your physical shoes, I want as much of my vortex to unfold in my life as I can comfortably enjoy. So That's all about my readiness, and my readiness cannot be deemed or judged or evaluated right or wrong by any other, because it's my relationship with my desires. And so you just can't go wrong by just deciding that you want to be happy and by just looking for reasons to feel happier. And you'll get so good at looking for those aspects that make you feel that way that life will just yield to you more and more and more and more and more. And you easily can achieve that place where you want it to go just fast enough to be really, really fun, and not so fast that it gets scary, and just fast enough that it's really, really fun, and not so fast that it gets scary. In other words, you have control of all of that. It's just a matter of paying more attention as you go. What trips you up sometimes is you don't pay attention, because instead of responding to the way you feel, you're responding to how you think others feel. Or instead of responding to how you feel, you're responding to what you think they think of you. And that's what kind of gets you off of your careful awareness. Esther was watching her grandson at the fair the other day with several other boys who he didn't know, that had all joined into a race of little cars, and they all had their buttons so they could control how fast these cars went. And there were 5 cars going around a track, and each car was a different color, and each car had a track that was a different color. And the idea was to just be steady and fast, and it was really fun to watch. Luke was particularly good at it. Esther thought he must have played enough games in other ways, because he seemed to have mastered it. He knew just how fast for it to go. And most of the other boys had not seemed to have as much experience, so their cars were crashing, and the facilitator was putting them back on track. But it was such an interesting thing to watch, because if they went too fast, they lost control. And if they didn't go fast enough, then maybe someone else would go faster than they were. So it was a really interesting, powerful focus, where they had to go fast enough to be ahead and slow enough to make the corner, and fast enough to be ahead and slow enough to make the corner. And Esther was thinking as she was watching, this is just like life is, isn't it? As fast as it can be and still feel good. That's as specific as I can be and still feel good. And if I get more specific than I am vibrationally able to handle, it won't feel good. Helpful?
Yeah, very helpful. And, as you're sharing that, I think about those things like the butterflies and the feathers, and I've added these things into my life, like seeing bubbles, and soon it was crows and the cats that crossed my path, and then it was every tree waving, and now people smiling, and so everything is a sign, which is beautiful. I'm making it. I'm helping, I'm seeing these signs everywhere.
Because you live in the most cooperative universe, and the influences toward cooperation with you are so enormous. And when you get into that receptive mode where you are aware of the cooperation as it's happened, then it just opens the floodgates for more and more and more. Yeah.
And I guess then another clarifying question that I'm wondering is, then do I even need to, or this idea of like doing a focus wheel, or is it time to start saying, okay, now I can unpack this? If I'm feeling so good, do I even need to work on this?
What you begin to discover is the processes are for improvement of lower vibrations. Once you're meditating and receiving and knowing that you are, now specific processes will be inspired to you, but you can let those other ones go. And of course, something might happen. You might run into an old vibration in the form of an old friend or a family reunion.
That party.
Where you may revisit something and you're surprised that you're there because you haven't felt that since last time you saw that person. And so a focus wheel, you might want to dust it off, play with it again. The thing is, what you're really reaching for is, how can I feel the best that I can feel in this moment? And so when something hits you, dealing with it seems prudent to you. Now, it wouldn't seem prudent to us. Ignoring it would seem prudent to us. But if there's enough momentum that you can't ignore it, then you might want to get one of those processes out. But what we would do is we'd just play it out and see where it goes and enjoy the process and meditate in the morning.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Really good. Really good.